Good morning. Let's give you guys a crypto market update. It is Friday. Sell in May and go away. May 15th. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you guys click that follow button, that like button. If you like what you got here, let's get into it. So the last week has been very important. We saw the Clarity bill, the crypto market structure bill, finally go through markup, and it's going to be heading to the Senate for a vote and hopefully to the president's desk in the next couple of months. We've seen the market be very positive on this. Now, today, in the last, I would say yesterday and today, you've started to see the market pull back. I mean, again, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. This is something that I've been telling you guys is going to happen. And as we get closer to the real vote, because the real vote hasn't happened, everybody was excited yesterday. It passed. And I'm like, it did? What are you talking about? And it was just the markup. And I'm like, yeah, duh, the markup was going to go through. We've known that. I mean, if you're believing the FUD, then that's why you're never going to make money in this market, because you can't believe the FUD. You can't believe the bears. The bears look smart, but the bulls make the money. So with that said, yes, we've had some positive news. We're pumping into the positive news. Profits are being taken right now. Remember the other day I made a video saying I bought a new truck because I took profits from some of the buys that I've had over the last couple of months that have been just dramatically beaten up. These cryptos have been just destroyed. So being up 50, 60, 70%, 100% on a few, I did decide to take a little bit of profits. But ultimately, I do think we're going to be going a lot higher over the next couple of years when the Clarity Act does pass. It's not like it's going to be an instant snap of the fingers and trillions flow in, but I think it will be faster than people think, and it will catch people off guard that have not been here buying because they're waiting to time the bottom, but good luck with that. Now, again, all this is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. So with that said, let's get into the actual market. Bitcoin still leading everything, fluctuating around that 79 to 82K. Let's hope we hold so we can keep on going. We need some higher highs, and right now on the weekly, it looks like some higher lows, but all in all, I mean, the crypto market looks a lot stronger than it has in months. Another key takeaway, most of the money coming into the market is institutional money through ETFs, which we're going to get into. Retail is non-existent still. This video, right, in a bull market would be getting 100,000 views. It'll get 10 to 20,000 views. 80 to 90% of the people that should be paying attention to crypto are not paying attention because the price action has been abysmal for so long. And I mean, I see it in my comments. I feel it myself. And that's shit. If I'm feeling it, if I'm like, damn, this sucks, then, as a vet for 11 years in crypto, you got to imagine how other people feel that are new in the last couple of months or last couple of years. But remember, the money is always made at the bottom, not the top. Now let's get into some key takeaways. Institutions continue to accumulate ETFs. That's with XRP, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin. Call them the OGs, the main dogs, and people think that these things don't have enough juice in them to make them life-changing returns, but I can tell you right now, that is just false. That's why the institutions are buying through ETFs, and they're doing that while retail is selling into them. This is how it works. They can buy off desk, doesn't really affect the price. There's ways that they can do this as people are selling, they're buying, right? Which is why you just see the market kind of doing this and not really moving much. The big spikes that you see, right? It comes on news and it comes with market makers, and it's used for people who are leverage trading the exchanges, and it's a whole fucking ball game that we'll talk about another day. But just know that the ETFs have been very strong over the last 6 months. That's also with Ethereum and XRP. Now, I'm not going to get too much into Ethereum, but Ethereum has been in a massive accumulation phase, which is a good thing if you're a macro investor like myself and not worried about the short term, but more about the 5 and 10 years down the road and what this market is going to do, especially with this Clarity Act that we're getting. But XRP is showing some quiet strength, flowing around I think about 137 to 150 range. Obviously, we want these things to go up and stop fluctuating in these ranges. But the ETF inflows are keeping me afloat. They're making me, they're keeping me sane, right? I see what the institutions are doing, what the big money is doing, and it just gives me that calm that eventually, right, this market's going to absolutely rip, because they wouldn't be buying it if they weren't trying to get a few 100% of their money at least. Now, the biggest catalyst this week has been clarity. Senate markup discussions intensified, over 100 amendments now being debated, or were debated, but it finally got through. So we're going to see the Clarity Act go to the Senate. This is obviously one of the most positive things for crypto. The Clarity Act is the Telecommunications Act of 1996 that brought in billions and then eventually trillions of dollars in innovation that we're using today as you watch this into the internet. We're seeing exactly that with the Clarity Act. Just saying. Did the light bulb go off? Ding! Some big movers have been AI tokens, privacy tokens. A lot of micro caps moved. A lot of the small projects that looked like they were dead started to wake up. So start looking at who's been posting on X if you're looking to find some gems, and we'll be doing that. That's probably going to be happening over the next 3 to 6 months. It's going to be accumulation for me on some of these smaller caps. RWA narratives have been doing very, very well. Again, it's RWA, it's anything with tokenization, right? AI tokens. Many of these micro caps will pump. This is going to be the last time that you're going to see, a wild west type style boom in crypto. I think the Clarity Act is going to really clean up this market over the next 5 and 10 years, but it's not going to happen overnight. You are going to see a .com style like frenzy. And Elizabeth Warren will be yelling, I told you. But the people that were in early will be like, I don't give a fuck, I'm rich. That's kind of what's coming. Now, here's some examples. You got Ondo surging over almost 100%. Internet Computer, ICP, rallied from $2.30 up to $4, almost a double there. And then obviously you keep seeing Zcash just go crazy. I haven't got on board with Zcash. I think I'm going to stick with my XRP. They got some privacy layers being built over there. So I don't think that you're going to really need Zcash in the future, but it has been doing well. Now, back to the institutions. Again, their trends are very important. You have to pay attention to the institutions. The institutions have been buying ETFs, such as Bitcoin's ETF, right? Still positive month after month. Ethereum has been weaker, but I think it's an accumulation thing. I think Ethereum's going to end up surprising a lot of people. XRP and Solana seeing moderate inflows. It's been consistent. Hasn't been crazy, but it's definitely been consistent, while retail, again, has not been buying. Now, we have had some macro pressures. We have the war in Iran, CPI data came in high, Fed uncertainty, a new Fed chair coming in, right? Geopolitical tensions, again, Iran, China, stronger dollar, which that's no good. We want a weak dollar if we want risk on assets to go up. But again, these things will all change. They come in cycles. But with all these macro pressures, I mean, you guys got to understand, right? You look at what's going on with oil, right? Literally, again, Trump being in China. What's he talking about? What's happening? What's going on, right? We all want to know. And obviously, this is going to cause fear in speculative assets, which is why we've seen gold do so well over the last year, alongside silver, and I would say not necessarily the stock market, but the Mag 7, the safe plays. But like always, I'm telling you, there's going to be a time where it's going to catch people by surprise, and thousands of % in gains will come into this market like they always do. Now, one of the things that has changed, and you have to adapt with the market, this market is transitioning to an institutional-led and regulation-driven cycle. That's what's coming, right? Not that you're not going to see a bunch of altcoins do well. Not that you're not going to see meme coins and things like that do well. There's going to be a few that do very well. But the trillions that we're expecting to come into this market are going to go into the safer bets, the XRPs, the SUIs, the Solanas, the Ethereums, right? The players that have been around a while. We have Ondo, WorldCoin, Chainlink, institutionally connected cryptos. I mean, there's many more like Aptos. We could go on and on and on, so make sure you guys follow. So that's what we've had going on all week. I'm going to give you guys an update on the next video on what's coming in the next week or two, in the next couple of months. But with all this going on, obviously there's something happening here, right? Regardless of price action making us rich or poor in the short term, in the long term, it looks like this market is going to be massive. So the last thing I'll say to you guys before I let you guys go, before you guys go make your decision on what you're going to do, I would just say don't fuck this up. Like, share, follow. See you guys soon.